Hi, good day everyone. I'm Yalalisi Kumaravel. Today I'm going to interview about Mr. Kumaravel. He is well known as an environmentalist and is doing community service more than 19 years. Apart from that, he is a founder of Yal and Val Food Catering service business.
Okay, this is the picture of his community service. He's doing this community service by conducting fund from fundraising program. He's doing this community service with some volunteers and he has his own team. The community service he's doing was such as providing food to the people and cleaning the environment. Moreover, it's a great food catering business, provide food to the people like cooking.
Hi sir, would you please tell us about yourself, your education and your working experience?
My name is Kumarabel. Okay, I born in Midland Estate, whereby is formerly called as part of Klang, now become Shalam. Okay, I did my primary school in called Midlands Tamil School. So I did my secondary education in Sultan Abdul Samad, Bukit Kudat Klang. Then I went to Kuala Lumpur. I did my Form 4, Form 5 in Sekolah Menengah Sri Pantai Kuala Lumpur. And I did my Form 6 in Bento Academy and Yayasan Anda. Okay. Then after that, I joined work as in various sector in construction and part-time worker in hotels, and even I work in companies. Okay, in 1990, from KL I shifted again to my Midland Estate. After that, I joined in work as a storekeeper in cold rolling industry.
Coming up to next point, sir. Based on your experience, how do you think education and work experience will shape your attitude towards the start a social enterprise or maybe your social activities?
After that, I joined in work as a storekeeper in cold rolling industry. It's a part of Marichi Group. So from there, I seen a lot of changes, especially in estate, whereby estate was sell to development. Most of the estate workers didn't get the proper housing for them. They have to suffer, and they went to build up the house, especially in Ladang Bukit Jelutong. They call it's a rubber division, whereby in 1968 they never provide the alternative house. They shifted to build a house near railway track, and some of them build a house near just opposite my estate. It's called Kampung Rambutan. Okay, they build a house there. Okay, so since from there I learned a lot of things. Then slowly I joined SWP in 1994. I joined SWP, who called Suara Warga Pertiwi. Okay, SWP. Okay, in other words, Social Workers Party, but they call in Malay Suara Warga Pertiwi. Then I become one of the activists in Suara Warga Pertiwi. From there, I learned a lot of things. They provide training and how to handle like eviction case and police. So for us, training, especially in legal terms, everything. So I joined their group, and I become one of the secretary for action team in Midlands Workers. Since 96, I become a secretary for the action team in Midland Estate Workers. From there, I help them to how to struggle in their struggle to push up them until 15 years to settle the issue. So a lot of things are held by Swara Varga Prathivi. Is education doesn't mean education will protect everyone. Okay, some of the people who well educated, when they are, what happened in the village whereby government give a notice or eviction, most of the educated who the first one run away from the village. Most of the uneducated or low educated people only fight for their right and for the struggle. Okay, so I didn't believe in education. Education doesn't mean change everyone. Okay, people who have a feeling know the power of the people. They only fight for the struggle. So higher education people doesn't mean they will protect the especially lower educated people. Okay, most of the high educated people, they got own agenda. They never struggle with the people, so they will run away because they get everything. They got what you call high quality of living, so they never struggle. Especially when the village was cut water supply or electric supply, so they cannot survive. They will run away first. So normally who struggle and fight for the right of the people, mostly who lower educated and uneducated only they fight because they don't know where to run. Okay.
Can you please tell us about any of your parents or relative or close friends also involved in these social activities?
Okay, when I was young age, actually my inspire is my father. My father is one of the unionists in the estate, whereby he fight for the workers' right, and it depend for a lot of workers when he was in National Union Plantation. Okay, it's called NUPW. Okay, he, because of his sacrifice, he fight for the workers' right. So he never get any benefit from the management side. Okay, like promotion, whatever, pay increment, everything he didn't get. But one thing is he teach me about the people right, and fight for the people and always help people. Okay, he's my first person who inspire me. The second is my childhood clique. His name is Ramasundram, so they call it Ramaya. He's one of the person who first bring me to in social activity. So after that, my icon, Dr. Nasir Hashim, Arun Selvam, Saras, Dr. Kumar, Gunasegaran, okay, Siva, Lakshmi. So they all, teach me about human rights things. Okay.
Okay. Next, sir, can you tell us about what would be your motivation to start this social enterprise business or the social activities?
In my lifetime, when I work as an executive, so I come across a lot of issue, especially workers' issue. When I defend for the workers' right, so become a chairman. So I got a lot of pressure from the management side. Okay, when I apply leave also they don't approve. Even though I got 14 days annual leave, but they refuse to approve my leave. It's like a punishment, especially when we become a unionist in factory. So most of the management think union people is anti-management. Okay, especially we are fighting for the workers' right. but because of the management thing, we are the anti for the management. So since we do whatever things right for the workers, they're thinking we are doing anti what do you call anti management. Okay, so that's why I was terminated, even though I approved my leave earlier. Purposely they didn't approve my leave, they terminate me. So when I was terminated, I was even I fight the case in the court. Even I won the court, but I never get a job back. So from there, I since we do lot of activities, social activities, so we cannot have a permanent job. So I start my business. First of all, I start business as a catering helper, then become a catering owner. So I running the business, but even though it's not, what do you call, I'm not very rich when I doing this catering business, but I can survive with the business, with my family. Even I develop a lot of people in catering business, especially teaching them how to do the cooking, even cooking class free for the lower income group. I have helped them to develop, individually develop their skill, teach them about the cooking, everything. Okay, from there I not only doing my business, so I joined PSM called Parti Socialist Malaysia. Since 98 is established.
Based on your opinion, what organization do you think will help you to start and grow your social enterprise business or your social activities?
Okay, so the NGOs called SWP, Alegal, and CDC. Okay, from them I learned a lot of things. So they are the one who teach me a lot of about struggle and the way how to protect the people and how to handle legal term, police, everything. Swara Varga Prativi. From there I learned a lot of things. They provide training and how to handle like eviction case and police, So they provide for us a training, especially in legal terms, everything.
Furthermore, sir, can you share us about what would be the barriers and challenges to start your social enterprise business and your social activities?
Social activities is different. Certain people like certain NGO, they only do their welfare work, but we are not doing welfare work. Welfare work is a small portion only in our activities. Okay, most of the day our activities are to educate people how to fight their right, especially when it is controlled by the government who full of corruption. Okay, so how to fight the government with full of corruption. Okay, the people right, their right. Okay, so this is the first thing we teach. The challenges we get from the people. Okay, some people don't understand about the the struggle we have to face when we fight for the right. Okay, so some people will they are very scared. Okay, they was arrested. Okay, they lost the job. Okay, few times was arrested. They lost the job and court case. So these are the challenges we have to face when we do social activities. Okay, social activities. Certain people say only fight for the what you call their welfare. This is not a welfare. This fight for their right. So we have to face all these circumstances when we do social activities. So I faced this as a problem when I did my social activity, especially in 1996, okay, and 1995 I was married. The first year of Deepavali, okay, especially who married couple, the first year is a Deepavali, they celebrate very well. But I was arrested one day before Deepavali. I was in the lockup for 3 days. After that only they left. I was released by bail. Not supportive or support from my family side. Okay, so first things. Okay, even my wife, my parents. Okay, especially my mother. Okay, my father. Okay, so these are challenges we have to face, and in later on they know I'm fighting for the right, and it depends for the people, poor people. So and time passed by, they was realized whatever I do is right for the people, and finally they support me. Okay.
Would be a final question, sir. For social activity, what social problem will you tackle, sir? So can you share us about your opinion, sir?
So we are most of the activities we cannot run because of MCO. So what we did, we doing a lot of provide for them food banks, especially the lower income group who lost the job because of MCO, and people who suffering like quarantine. Okay, we support them. Even they call it P40, that means low income group, and M40, middle income group, and who lost their job because of PKP, that means MCO, they lost the job. So we supporting, provide them like support for their food. Especially I plan to run certain courses. Because of the MCO, we cannot run a lot of program. So we hope so in future, once everything over, we will back to normal, so we can provide for them, especially lower income group, to not depend everything on government. They can work independently. So provide them courses.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kumaravel, to share about your knowledge on social activities and social enterprise business, and also your experience in social activity and social enterprise business. Until then, bye from Yalalasi Kumaravel. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you, Madam Roslinda, once again to guide me to do this final project. Thank you.